I want to be free, but I am afraid of doing the things that lead to my freedom. I've been trapped here for so long, and it's not just my room. The mental walls are built around myself. These walls are tall and far-reaching, yet at times they feel fragile. And it's in those moments when I feel the most anxious, because I know deep down that I could escape, but I'm too afraid to act. The thoughts flood my mind. Will I get robbed? Will I lose my keys? Maybe I should just watch a movie, read a book, or get lost in endless online distractions. After all, what's the point in building real connections when I can just consume everything, numbing my mind in the process? Now, don't get me wrong, the internet isn't my jailer. It's just a tool I use to waste away time, but it has a sinister way of making the hours slip by unnoticed, leaving me with nothing but a hollow sense of fulfillment. Throughout history, people have hidden away. Hermits, introverts, the mentally ill. It's not a new behavior. In fact, it's growing in popularity, thanks to the conveniences of modern consumer culture. But before, seclusion often meant boredom, a deep, gnawing boredom that left people yearning for something more. Now, seclusion doesn't equate to boredom. It's tied to consumption, to numbing the mind, to avoiding the discomfort of genuine human connection or intellectual thought. The new hermit isn't a scholar or philosopher. No, the new hermit is someone like me, the simplest of us all. Throughout this solitude, I've been granted all kinds of comforts. I can work out in my room, read, or be entertained by the best comedians in the world. I could even form connections, maybe find a partner, all from the comfort of my cubicle. This room has become my happy place, but also my prison. Sometimes, when the distractions fade, I'm left alone with my thoughts, and that's when I realize I'm trapped. I've consumed enough content to fill a lifetime, but my mind still wanders. It wanders into pastures I can't control, the thoughts I can't shut out. How I long to live a life without questions, without that nagging sense of dissatisfaction. But here I am, a man, or rather, closer to a child, staring at my life and seeing it for what it truly is, a waste. I understand now that the world outside isn't as dangerous as I've made it out to be. In fact, it's full of wonder, beauty, and opportunity. But no matter how many plans or promises I make to myself, they all fade away with the next hit of the almighty consumption. I have not truly lived, and it scares me. One cannot continue like this, not without betraying our humanity. And yet, we trick ourselves. We form connections based on consumption and fragile kinships, escaping into this illusion of companionship, this false sense of belonging, and in doing so, we stop being. I tell myself I like the outdoors, but deep down, I'm afraid to leave my room. A friend of mine once told me he walks around the city at night before going to sleep. In my prisoner mind, I asked him if he wasn't afraid. He simply said, "I've never thought about it." To wander through a sleeping city, that must be beautiful. I have to one day rebel against my captor. I've had enough of not being, not feeling, not experiencing. I've consumed enough. Now it's time to exist. So, how can I break free? Well, I don't have the actual answer, but here are a few ideas. Get away from the online world. Start small. Spend one day a week without modern technology. No computer, no smartphone, no devices that encourage passive consumption. You might find that over time you're able to expand this detox to more days. Well, another idea might be to reconnect with the world. For those of us who struggle to leave our rooms, it might be helpful to invite friends to go on longer trips, things that forces us out of our bubbles. I know this might not be possible for everyone, especially if money or social circles are limited, but even small acts of socializing can be the first steps toward breaking the cycle. I myself also have blocked distracting websites. I've blocked YouTube for a while now, and though it didn't make me suddenly leave my room, it did redirect my time. It allowed me to either engage in more productive consumption or to actually be productive, doing something creative or fulfilling without leaving my space. It's important to remember we are not alone in this. Many people are caught in this cycle, studying, working, but still trapped in the jaws of consumer culture. We've become escape artists, finding solace in gaming, social media, and endless entertainment. The normalization of this behavior is fueling an age of anti-intellectualism and depression, one unlike we've ever seen. The solution isn't more pills or temporary distractions. We need to think. We need to break through this facade and realize that the answer isn't to numb ourselves into submission. We have to live. So, to you, my random viewer, I challenge you. Take up arms in fights against your captivity. Explore what nature has to offer. Find new friends through meaningful social activities. And most importantly, never forget what Epicurus said. Of all the things which wisdom provides to make us entirely happy, much the greatest is the possession of friendship. Well, I went to Greece recently, so I had to say something,